Step by step, day by day. And Scott Stapp, that guy from Creed. Did you know that every Creed song was based on an ep of Step by Step? You probably didn't, so now shut up and learn. It's time for Step by Step.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Step by Step, the podcast. This is another episode of our show. My name is Chris McCarthy. I am one of the hosts of Step by Step, and I'm joined by a co-host. Am I joined by you?
Or you're joined by me.
Okay.
You're blessed by my presence. It's
Right.
me, bad boy Bobby B.
Mhm.
Bobby's back and he's better than ever after a week off.
Yeah, and so we haven't even done that in a while, but Bad Boy Bobby B. But so that used to be your nickname.
Yeah,
at
and
some
then it
point.
wasn't for a while.
Yeah, no, for a
Try to
long
bring it
time.
back.
Okay, I like that. That was Bad Boy Bobby Baggins, right?
Yeah, bad boy Bobby Baggins, the bad boy of podcasting.
But
And you know
what's your real name?
Rob Haddon.
Rob. Hey, man.
Hey.
What's going on?
Oh, nothing really. Feeling better.
Cool.
I was a little sick a couple weeks ago, and I'm glad you didn't tell the audience.
That's
what was
right.
going on with me.
Yes, you weren't here last
That's
time.
right. I had a little stomach bug.
Mm.
Sorry to
Yep.
say.
Yeah, so right. And so last time, if you listened to last episode, Rob wasn't here. Someone else was here, and I didn't explain what actually happened to Rob, and it wasn't anything embarrassing about his colonoscopy.
And I haven't listened to what? I didn't listen to
Nothing.
the episode.
Anyway, welcome to this episode. This episode is another one of Step by Step. We're talking about the television show Step by Step, but only partially about that. The other part of what we're doing is we're talking about the most famous singer of all time, Scott Stapp, and his band Creed, and his other band, Art of Anarchy.
Yeah, and we definitely keep this show 50-50, right? 50% Step, 50% Stapp. We don't do anything else here. That's all we talk about.
No.
Just those two things and helping you understand how they blend together.
Right, and they blend together perfectly because what we found out and what we've been doing for the last 56 episodes, and again today on the 57th, is that Scott Stapp was writing songs and he decided to write every single song about an episode of Step by Step. And I know what you're thinking. A lot of people, the first time they hear that, they go, fuck you. No, that did not happen. And they get very angry.
Really angry. Like more than like creationists. Like angrier
yes.
than them when you're like, hey, by the way, like we didn't live with dinosaurs. And they're like, fuck you.
Yeah, no, that happens too. And what I've found is that there's a lot of overlap.
Between creationists and non-believers and Step by Step.
Creationists and people who don't like our podcast.
Oh yeah, that's 100% overlap. But not all people who don't like our podcast are creationists, but all creationists don't like our podcast. It's like, not every square is a rectangle, but every rectangle is a square.
I think that's true. Now, this is a very special episode. We're talking about dating. And the episode of Step by Step that we watched was also about dating because Cody starts dating someone. So we were like, hey, why don't we just talk a little bit about our expertise in dating? Because Rob and I are sexperts. And this is not free, by the way. So we do these seminars on the Pickup Art of Anarchy, which is how you pick up women.
It's a step-by-step guide.
This is
Picking up women.
This is a step-by-step guide to picking up women. And we are Pickup Art of Anarchists. And we have successfully picked up women once that people know of because we're married.
Right. I picked up one. You picked up one.
Yeah. But what you may not know is that we are prolific in this art. And we're actually out every single night picking up women. And when I say that, you might think, wow, do your wives know about that? No.
Why? We wouldn't tell them.
They don't.
No. And they don't listen to this podcast that often, so we're kind of betting they're not going to listen to this episode either. We're playing our odds here.
We're rolling the dice. I know your wife started listening recently. Mine
she stopped already, though.
Oh, okay, great. Mine only listens to the one she's on, so she's not listening to this.
She's in the other room, though, and she can't... Well, the door's closed.
She's definitely not listening.
Yeah, that's true. She's just watching Southern Charm on Bravo.
That's for real. But...
Hashtag Southern Charm. Hashtag Bravo.
So I'm not talking about when I say pick up women, I'm not talking about getting laid. It's not cheating if you just pick them up,
Right.
and throw them back. It's like fishing.
Yeah, catch and release.
Catch and release. Some people pick up fish, and I think they call it catch,
Yeah.
with a rod and a string.
Yeah.
I've never gone
called
fishing.
fishing,
I don't
yeah.
know how that goes. But
And if they're not big enough, you have to throw them back. And
right, and sometimes people just do it for sport, is what I'm saying.
yes.
We take the fish and we throw them back into the ocean, and we say we were just kidding.
We just want the fish to know that it can be caught.
So that's how we do it. But for a lot of you listening at home, you might be lonely, and you might be needing some advice on how to score. Honestly, right? Because you're listening to this podcast right now, probably on a Saturday night. You know?
Probably, yeah. Alone, by yourself,
Yes.
in bed.
Yes.
Maybe on the couch.
Maybe if you even own a couch.
If you even own a couch. Maybe it's your mom's couch.
Maybe you're in your mom's bed.
You might be in your mom's bed with your mom.
And maybe you like, I can't sleep, mommy. Can I listen to my podcast in your bed tonight? And maybe your mom's like, sure, just shut up and go to sleep. And then you're like snuggled up and you're listening to our show. And I assume that's most people who are listening.
Yeah, I think that's our audience.
It sounds like our audience. But we're here to tell you how to pick up chicks at a bar or at the club, you know, at the trendy places that people are hanging out. And like I said, this is not a free podcast. It should be behind a paywall. I don't know how to set up a paywall. So I'm going to politely ask that you guys just pay us.
We tried to build the wall. We didn't have the funds to build the wall.
know,
We couldn't get you guys to build the wall. So
I
now
couldn't
we're
figure it out.
Yeah, we're going to crowdsource this one a little bit.
Yeah, so we're going to have to crowdsource the paywall. And if you want to pay us for the wall, that'd be great. And then pay us for the podcast.
Yeah, just write us and say, hey, we're for the wall. Here's a couple bucks.
Yep.
I'm sure we can get this thing built.
That being said, we will talk about the episode of Step by Step where Cody starts dating a woman who has a child. And he picks her up from a newspaper. And we'll talk about that maybe. But then we're also going to talk about the Art of Anarchy song called Won't Let You Down. And Scott Stapp wrote that song about this episode of Step by Step from season 3. But first, let's just quickly get into lesson 1 of our seminar, Pick Up Art of Anarchy, a step-by-step guide to getting laid. So hey guys, it's your boys, Chris and Rob, and we are here to tell you 100% foolproof method that we have learned and practiced and perfected on how to pick up chicks at the club. And it starts with lesson number 1, which is what I'm doing right now. And that is showing up at the club.
That's right. When you show up at the club, you want to make your presence known.
You want to make your presence known, and you want to, so some people actually have to pay to get into clubs and stand in lines and stuff like that. My advice is to run past anything that looks like a line. And if you see a guy standing outside, maybe checking for IDs, maybe asking for a cover charge, you're going to want to try to run as fast as you can at him.
Yeah, he'll move. He doesn't want to get hit. He doesn't get paid enough for this. He might not. He's usually bigger. Depending how big you are, you know?
It depends,
lower
yes.
a shoulder or try to dodge.
Well, so there's 2 ways to do this, right? So either he will move if you're running full speed, or if he doesn't move, if he's like a guy who's really solid and is going to stand his ground, you're going to want to drop to your knees and slide through his legs.
Yeah. You're going to want to basically be Macaulay Culkin sliding on the ice in Home Alone while he's running away from the security guard at the grocery store.
Correct. And there's all these people ice skating in that movie, and Macaulay Culkin slides across the entire rink on his knees.
That's right.
Under people's legs. And he's going, whoa, whoa, whoa. And you could do that in this scenario.
Absolutely. Yeah. Especially if you go to one of those really cool ice bars.
I mean, if the line to get in the club is on ice, you are golden. for this.
Oh, yeah.
If it's pavement or sidewalk or something like that, it's going to maybe hurt your knees, but it is worth it. Because I guarantee you, either way, whether the bouncer moves or whether you slide right through his legs and maybe give him a little nut punch on the way, on the way by.
You're going to want to come equipped with like knee pads or like little roller balls in them. Because like you're basically going to want to rollerblade into this place.
Now, you're in the club, right?
So what do you do once you're in?
Well, one, you're going to want to brush yourself off from being... You're probably sweaty at this point.
You're probably sweaty. Your clothes might be ripped, which is actually pretty fashionable now.
Yes. Anytime anyone says, are those, clothes ripped on purpose, you're going to say yes, even though they were not when you bought them. And people will ask. So now you're in the club. What's the most important thing you can do? Rob alluded to it. You want your presence to be known. You want people to know you have arrived.
You've already made a scene getting in, and now it's time to build on that momentum.
Yes, and so sometimes they will just let you go in after sliding through the bouncer's legs and punching him in the nuts. Sometimes they will pursue. And if that's the case, now you're going to have to check behind you once you get in the club. You have to look fresh. You have to be cool. But you're going to want to check that the bouncer is not chasing you. If he is, you're going to have to start running again. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're going to have to get on your horse and move. And you know what? Honestly, you want to start weaving. You want to start bobbing in between people. Maybe hide for a little bit in the coat rack, but you're going to want to lose him. You need to lose the tail.
You have to lose him. That's essential to this method working. You will never pick up a girl at the club if the bouncer catches you right away.
Yeah, nobody getting thrown out of the club by a bouncer is going home and getting laid that night, okay?
Certainly not. Now, let's say the bouncer is gone for whatever reason. Now, it's time for you to peacock. Peacocking, in the sense that I'm talking about it, is showing off and being really confident and being overly confident.
Oh, yeah.
You want to walk around with a confidence that is unearned, that is totally ridiculous, that you do not deserve the confidence that you have, right?
Exactly. You want to act like one of those kids who's trying to get into a bar who's telling the bouncer, do you know what my dad does? You want that level of confidence.
That's correct. And you might even want to start saying that just to everybody.
Oh, yeah. Not even people you're in fights with, right? Just going around and being like, do you know what my dad does?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, and it's not confrontational. People will take it that way.
Oh, totally, yeah.
Yeah, and especially if you nudge them when you say it. And
just 2 fingers to the chest real hard.
And some people may try to fight you.
Yeah, but you know what? All that's doing is drawing attention to you and showing that they are the inferior and you are the alpha male.
You are the alpha. And if someone does actually take a real offense to that and does try to fight you, start running again.
Yeah, run.
Honestly.
Hide, bob, and weave, change your clothes again.
But so now the girls will start to notice you. And it's not enough maybe for some of the women in the club to notice you. You want every single woman in the club to know who you are.
Whether you want them or not.
No, you want to have a large swath. And you want to have a big net and just drag it and see what comes up.
Yeah, we're not line fishing here, okay? We're not going for 1 or 2. We are trawling the bottom right here, okay? You're going for tuna, but you're going to catch a few dolphins, maybe a couple sea turtles, and you know what? You don't want those, but you know what? You're going to get them anyway.
You're going to get them.
Yeah,
and
you're going to die and dry out in your net.
Eventually, you're going to throw them all back.
Oh, yeah.
Because remember, you're not sleeping with these women. You're married.
Yeah, this is only for married men.
This is for married men, yes.
Who are living with their mothers.
Or lonely guys, right?
Right.
I guess. But here's what you do to get every single woman noticing you. And every man. You're going to find the biggest guy there. Right?
Who might be the bouncer, but ignore him. Biggest patron.
It may be the bouncer, but you don't want to go up to him because he is looking for you.
He'll remember you.
He will remember. Find the biggest dude at the bar. Picture like John Cena, right?
Yeah.
Find the guy who looks like John Cena or the nearest thing. And you're going to walk up to him and you're going to, so obviously 2 fingers to the chest. Mm-hmm. Do you know who my dad is?
Yep, that's how you open it up.
That's how you open it up. He turns around and then you go, so here's where I think this will come in handy, and it's called role playing. and Rob. And so now for our students now, this is where you're going to want to take your notebooks out. And Rob and I will demonstrate how this works. So for this instance, I will be me going into the club. I've used this method, obviously, so has Rob. In this case, Rob will be playing the role of John Cena. And and obviously I use a fake name when I go in the club. So most of the time when I go in, my name is James Destiny. So I will be James Destiny.
I'm John Cena.
You're John Cena. And I have just entered the club and I'm coming up to you. So let's get some mood music. Let's get some club music playing, like a song that you would be playing when you're in the club, just to really feel the atmosphere.
And we go all the time, so we know club music.
Yeah. Hey, bro. You know who my dad is?
Dude, I'm John Cena. You can't see me.
Oh, really? I can't see you? Because it looks like I'm looking at a big fucking dumb asshole. Is that you?
All right, buddy. All right. Hey, look. You might have had a couple too many to drink. You might want to just sit down, okay?
I am dead sober. Pause for a second. You have to be dead sober for this to work, right? You're going to want to talk to the people that are the drunkest eventually, but you cannot drink.
And you have to fight John Cena.
You're going to end up fighting John Cena for sure. But now at this point, so this is the exchange that we've had already has been great because people will be turning and looking and being like, holy shit, like what is happening? Like, watch this insane person, right? And they're talking about John Cena. Like, look at this crazy person trying to challenge this dude, this stud that just rolled in, this freaking 10. So back at it. Yeah, I called you a dumb piece of shit. What are you going to do about it?
You're really hurting my feelings.
Yeah.
I have some things to think about.
And you should probably leave the fucking club.
You're right. I'm gonna go. You're right. I should go.
You should go, and your girl's staying here with me.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, honey. You heard him.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be so mean about it.
No, leave.
All right.
So, and that's how that would happen. So now
John Cena would absolutely back down immediately.
Of course he would. Yeah, he's a wimp.
Yeah.
So now everybody is looking at you and you have the attention of the room. Now, what are you going to do with it, Rob?
In the next segment, you'll learn how you push this to the limit because it's all about just rolling and keeping your momentum going.
Yes, and we're not even close to the limit.
Oh, no.
And also, when we come back, we're going to talk about the episode of Step by Step where Cody finds a date.
Step by step.
You know something, Cody? You are the kind of guy my mother always wanted me to marry. In fact, you're the kind of guy I always wanted to marry. So, what do you say?
About what?
Do you want to get married?
Whoa.
All right, that was a clip from Step by Step, the episode of season 3 where Cody starts dating a woman who has a child. And let's talk about it right now. So Cody takes out an ad, Rob, in a motorcycle magazine.
And this is an ongoing kind of thread we've had here. This is going a few episodes back, actually, to talk about this. Because this
and we didn't mention it then, but go ahead.
Yeah, we didn't mention it then, but he has this friend. I think we should finally mention this. He has this friend named Slasher, who is this just millionaire biker with a Harvard business degree. It's very strange.
It's a whole thing.
This guy's in multiple episodes, and we've just ignored it completely, but it's finally come to a head, and we have to at least just say it because basically this guy had met his wife in the magazine, so Cody went and took out an ad in this magazine as well.
Yeah.
And it's been a few weeks since that ad came out. I think this is actually his second date through the magazine.
Yeah, and it's a blind date with a woman named Bonnie, and she shows up at Frank and Carol's house in a leather jacket. Cody answers the door, and he's, ready for his date, and she's looking pretty hot, and he's like, wow, this is going to be really fun. And then who's with her? But Riley, her 9-year-old about son. And so she's bringing him on the date, and he's also wearing a leather jacket. And Cody is not in the slightest bit put off by this. He's like, oh, hey, little man, why don't we all go on a date? And they start talking about video games.
Well, he's excited because him and his other kid have the neck and neck 1 and 2 high scores at this arcade game.
Right. So because basically Cody is a kid. And so he gets along with kids. But the mom, Bonnie, blind date, first second of the date. And she's like, oh my God, this is the man for me. This is Riley's new dad. I could just see it. Even
she's
though
desperate.
Yeah.
It's like really pathetic.
For sure.
Yeah. I mean, the desperate ones are the one you want to go after though, right?
They are, but I will say, so in our seminar, we do tell you that the desperate ones are the ones you want to go after. But
that's
also,
easy. That's easy, right? You want to get the cream of the crop.
yeah,
right?
and you don't want ones that have kids.
No.
You're
You
not
got
gonna,
kids at home. You have a wife.
You have a wife and kids at home. You don't have time to fake pick up a chick that already has a kid.
And who brings their kid to the club with them?
No, if there's a kid at this club, you don't want to be involved with that mom.
Honestly, it's probably the wrong club because it's probably
Right.
a movie theater or a Chuck E. Cheese, and it's probably daytime.
But Cody, in this case, goes 100% in, and he's like, yeah, let's all go on dates. So they go on a couple dates. They come back, they're hanging out at the Lambert's house, and the kid goes in the other room, and the mom sits down next to Cody, and she's like, wow, this is really going great, our dating. And he's like, yeah, no, it's excellent. Yeah, I like dating you.
Yeah, we've seen each other twice. We seem to have a good time with your son, and
Yeah,
we
it's
haven't
fun.
really spent much time together. I keep playing with your kid.
Yeah, like he's been playing video games with the kid the whole time. She's just kind of sitting back and letting that happen. And she's like, so I feel like you're the man I could marry. And he goes, cool. And she's like, so let's do that. And Cody thinks about it for a second and is like, wow, marriage after one date, this is kind of insane. Then the kid comes into the room and he goes, hey, kid, I'm your new dad.
Yeah, they really ramped this up super quick.
Yeah. And the kid's very excited now that he has a dad, and it's Cody. And the cut's a commercial.
Yeah. They cut the commercial and then they come back from commercial. And Cody says to the kid, hey, I'm actually not your dad.
Yeah.
Does a complete 180. It's like the next day.
It's the next day. Well, he talks to Frank, and Frank goes, well, how's it going with Bonnie? And Cody says, oh, I guess it's going well. We're getting married. And Frank's like, whoa, you don't even know this woman. And he's like, no, yeah, you're right. And he's like, do you even love her? And Cody's like, no, not even a little.
Yeah. I barely know her. I just know their kid.
Yeah, I really don't even like any of this. And Frank goes, maybe you should put the brakes on this code, man. So he does. And now he has to tell the kid. So remember yesterday when I said I'm your new dad? I'm actually not.
Yeah. And I don't plan to be.
Yeah.
Like there's no path forward to this.
No. And in fact, we were taking bets on, do we ever see Bonnie and the kid again? Because they leave it open to that.
Oh, 100% no.
Yeah. So we'll see. That was that part of the episode. Other part of the episode, which we should touch on, the subplot, had to do with Al. And it's also related to dating because Al's wondering why boys don't like her. And Karen informs her, not because she's 12
And a tomboy.
It's because she has small, quote, hooters.
Mm-hmm.
And I say quote because you can't get mad at me, fans, for saying hooters about a 12-year-old because that's what Karen says in the episode. She goes, Al, you have small hooters.
She stuffs her bra at one point, and like not even just like a little bit, like so absurd that, and you took a picture of the TV at this point.
I did. I already posted it on Twitter.
Because Mark literally drops his arms and stares at her stuffed bra
Yeah,
and just holds a gallon of milk and just ogles them.
he does. And he holds that pose for, I'd say, 10 seconds, which is a long time.
It's like they just needed to kill. They had 3 plot lines going on in this episode. We're not even going to talk about the third.
No, forget the third.
But they had a lot of material and they spent 10 to 15 seconds of Mark just realizing that she had big boobs and then just staring at them for a while.
Mark, might I remind you, is her brother.
It's her stepbrother, yeah.
Sure, but still, it's weird. And, but
Frank
you know what?
stares at him.
Yeah, it was, everybody was in awe. And so she's like, so then there's a talk, I assume, with her and someone, right?
Yeah, Carol.
Carol, of course.
Carol, they have a talk and then Al's like, well, I wouldn't have a problem if I had your tits.
She does say that, and Carol's like, well, but I'm a grown person and you're not, so like, just wait.
Yeah. And I do want to talk about the third plot just super quick.
Okay.
So Carol is trying to redesign the living room. They want to change the couches and the furniture and stuff. And I encourage all of you to actually go watch this episode Not because of the A and B plots, but the C plot, because Cody says something incredibly homophobic.
Oh, yes, he does. Yeah.
And it, like, I just cannot, I know it's not important to the song that we're going to get into later,
no,
but
it's
it
not
was
related.
just so out of left field.
It's not related to the song. It's not related to the thing we're doing tonight with dating advice. It's Cody comes in to the Lamberts' living room after Carol has redecorated it with new furniture. And she goes, yes, and I also want to whitewash the wood grain paneling that's everywhere in this house. And I want to brighten this room up. And Cody goes, wow, that would actually be really great if you did that, if you brighten this room up. But I tell you one thing, I would start to question my sexuality.
Yeah.
And that was a quote from the show.
So the writers wrote it. That got through the editorial staff. That got through it, like everything. It got through every level. This is TGIF. This is not a small market show for them. And that's what they decided to go out with.
And that actually made me realize that this show has aged fairly well, because there's not a lot of instances like this where a character says something that would be so not okay in 2018.
Yeah.
This was not one of those times. This was, he was basically saying, if you painted these walls white, I would think I was gay because that's so fruity.
Yeah.
That's what he was implying.
That's literally what he's saying. He's like, I might turn gay if I was around nice things.
Yeah. And the audience laughs. He walks away. End of it.
Yep.
But so thank you, Rob, for mentioning that.
It had to be done.
And that was great. We talked about all three plot lines. Pretty good.
First time in a while.
First time in a while. Normally we ignore the second one altogether.
Well, if it doesn't matter for the song, it doesn't matter.
That's true. And the song is Art of Anarchy.
Don't Let Me Down.
It's called Won't Let You Down.
Oh.
So close. And we will talk about that. But before we do that, we have to tell you about lesson 2 of our seminar, which is Pick Up Art of Anarchy, a step-by-step guide to banging. So let's recap lesson number 1. You've snuck in the club. You've outrun the bouncer. You have humiliated John Cena. Mm-hmm. And now everybody's
noticed.
You've been noticed, and you have been noticed by every person there. So point of that is now you have your pick of the litter.
Yeah.
And you look around, and here's what's going to happen is that you're going to see girls in groups because they like to go to the club in a squad.
Yeah, like a gaggle.
So here's where you turn on your laser, Terminator vision, and you zone in on the one that you want. Mm-hmm. But here's the most important thing. You're going to pick one, and your instinct's going to be like, oh, I'll go up and say hi to her and like introduce myself and like ask what her name is.
Try to be a nice guy and listen.
Oh, yeah.
Don't do it.
Do that. That's the worst possible thing you could do.
Girls don't want you to like actually care about them and ask their name. And no,
not at least not right away. So what you do is you walk up, and I think we should demonstrate this as well.
I think so.
So Rob, do you want to be, I'll be the friends.
Perfect.
In this instance, and you will be you in this instance, who is, you go by a fake name too when you go out, right?
Yeah. I do go by a pseudonym when I go out.
Yep.
I go by Savage.
Savage. Just
one name.
One name.
It's easy to remember.
Exactly.
Makes an impression.
Right.
Okay. And it lets you know what I'm about.
Okay. So now here's what you would do in this scenario. Again, this is role playing. This is not real, what you're about to hear. It's me and Rob role playing, but this is exactly what would happen if we were in the field, as they say.
Hey, what's your name?
My name's Cassandra.
Cassandra? Cool. What's your name?
Oh, I'm a different person, and my name is Andrea.
Andrea? Wonderful to meet you. I'm Savage. Hey, what's your name?
But I'm a third person, and my name is Lauren.
Lauren? Mm-hmm. Andrea? And I'm sorry, what was your name? Cassandra?
Yep.
Oh, wonderful to meet you girls. Hey.
Thanks.
You guys having a good time tonight?
It's great to meet you, Savage.
It's wonderful to meet me, too. Hey, your friend over here, I don't want to talk to her. Can you let her know that I have no interest?
Oh, sure.
Cool.
Hey, Lauren B. Savage here just wants us to let you know that he doesn't like you and he doesn't want to talk to you, and he only likes us.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, hold on. I got to take a phone call.
Okay,
hey.
That's fine.
Hey, Joy Behar? Hey, what's up, girl? Just doing my thing out here at the club. No. I don't think any of these girls are for me tonight.
Oh my God, he knows
All right, honey.
Joy Behar?
Yeah. Say hi to your daughters for me. All right, see ya. Hey, I don't know if you heard, but I was just talking to Joy Behar.
Joy Behar from The View?
Joy Behar from The View. Yeah, did I stutter?
No, you didn't.
No, I didn't fucking stutter.
In fact, you may have stuttered a little bit.
Look,
but
listen,
No.
whether I have a speech impediment or not is not for you to judge.
That's not what I was actually implying. I was implying that you were so clear when you said it was Joy Behar from The View, because I have to tell you, my friends and I, girls in our 20s, we love Joy Behar.
You do?
Now pause for a second. Now what's happening at this point is Lauren B., who is the target, by the way. Don't forget, even though we told her that we don't want to talk to her, we don't want to see her ever, she is the one that we are eventually going to not sleep with.
That's right.
And she now is watching this, and she's going, holy shit, this guy knows fucking Joy Behar?
Yeah.
And now let's just say she decides to get a little bit brazen and interject on the conversation. And now, Rob, why don't you be Lauren B. and I will be Savage for 1 second.
We're going to switch roles?
We're going to switch roles for 1 second, and then we'll go back.
Hey, Savage. Can I talk to you for a second? You want to sit over here with me in this little booth?
Get bent, bitch.
Whoa.
So, that's all it has to be.
That's really it. I mean,
That's
you just
really
want to
it.
insult her right to her face.
You just want to tell her to get bent.
Just shut it down.
You just shut it down.
And you want to use, common new age lingo like get bent.
She will take the hint. Trust me.
And she'll know you're hip.
Yeah, and she'll know that you're up with the latest slang and you're saying what everyone else that she knows says.
You want to use the words that the kids use, you know?
Yes. So now she is dejected and feeling bad about herself. That is right where you want her. And don't forget, she should also preferably be very drunk. And you are sober.
Oh, dead sober. Like, you're not having a good time.
No, you hate this.
But you need to be on your game.
You have to be on your game, and it is a game. The whole thing's a game, and you can win. But that is in lesson 3, and lesson 3 we cannot get to right now because we have to take a break, and it actually does cost more money. So if you have paid to this point for the podcast, even if you've paid already, we're going to ask you to pay again or stop listening.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you stop listening right now, you're not going to get this girl home with you, okay? You're never going to have the chance to disappoint her right before getting in your bed.
No, you're going to be stranded.
That's right.
But in lesson 3, you will seal the deal. And then we'll talk about what it costs after, and don't worry about that. But after this, we also have to talk about the Art of Anarchy song, Won't Let You Down, which is about the episode of Step by Step where Cody dates a girl with a kid.
Step by step.
Feeling like I'm off the wall again. Feeling like I'm swinging up and down. I just need one excuse. Reality can be a bitter friend. Reality needs some escaping.
Okay, that was Art of Anarchy with the song Won't Let You Down. And that song was written about the episode of Step by Step where Cody dates a girl who has a child. And these are the lyrics to the song. Feeling like I'm up the wall again. Feeling like I'm swinging up and down. I just need one excuse. Reality can be a bitter friend. Reality needs some escaping. This madness is my cue. But I won't let you down. You and me, what we could be is what I'm fighting for. No, I won't let you down. I won't let you be a casualty of my own war. Now, Rob, we know this song inside and out. We have listened to it 1,000,000 times over and studied it and love it.
Of course.
And we know exactly how it's about the episode of Step by Step. And it's so obvious to me.
It's about Cody
Yes.
and Bonnie.
Yes. It's Cody and Bonnie.
They're actually going back and forth talking to each other in this one. It's kind of incredible.
It's so incredible.
So when we get into, but I won't let you down, you and me, what we could be is what I'm fighting for. Cody saying that first line, I don't want to let you down. I won't let you down. And the second line is then Bonnie trying to fight for it, saying, what we could be is what I'm fighting for. Then Cody saying, I won't let you down. And then it's her again coming to the realization that she also shouldn't make him try to marry her. So she's saying, I won't let you be a casualty of this, right? Then the last line here is, when one means two of you. If he's going to marry her, he's not just getting her.
Yeah.
He's getting the kid too. There's two of them.
It says duality is not mistaken. When one means two of you, meaning Bonnie and Riley, her frickin' son.
That's right.
And Cody does not have time for that. Cody doesn't even have a place to sleep. He lives in a van, right?
That no longer even runs.
That he lives in a van that is stationary, and he cannot raise a child that is not his that he just met. So, but that is the song and how it's related. Now, lesson 3 of our seminar, which you are paying for, you have hopefully already paid us. Lesson 3 is called How to Seal the Deal.
Right. This is when this, what seems like a TED Talk, becomes a bring her to bed talk.
So without further ado, this is lesson 3, and lesson 3 is sealing the deal. And now, so cut to, we've been at the club this whole time, right? And now you've picked up your target. Because, and I know we left it on that you told her you didn't want her, and all of them hate you.
You remember Lauren B?
Lauren B. Well, at some point, you and Lauren B end up talking, and she wants to go home with you. We're not going to show you that part. Now you're at your place.
Just assume she got drunker and drunker, and then at the end of the night, you were the one there.
Yeah, and you were soberer and soberer.
Yeah, staring at her the whole time.
You are just dead sober. And this is, and people will listen to this and be like, this is kind of weird that they're saying to do this. But if you actually listen to real pickup artists' YouTube videos, which is something that I did recently,
which may or may not be the precipice of this idea,
it is insane how they actually tell you to do that. They tell you to not drink and to look for the drunk girls. And I'm sorry, that's what they say.
Yeah. And honestly, it works, right? Because I think your confidence is highest before you have any drinks.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
I'm always most confident before
honestly,
I'm
it just makes
drunk.
it easier. Like like we're talking about, it's fishing. What's easier than fishing? They even have a whole phrase about it. Shooting fish in a barrel.
Yeah.
Now, cut to Lauren B. You're at your place. You walk in. Now, here's the thing. You know this is going down hours beforehand, so you will have pre-set up your living space to accommodate a +1.
Mm-hmm.
And that means what, Rob? That means candles?
Yep. Sleeping bag in the living room.
All sorts of different types of candles, a sleeping bag.
But like not like real sensual candles, right? Like a few old Yankee candles and
Roman.
yeah, some Roman candles. Look, I mean, they'll light it up. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to light them, just to have them, so she knows that you can get the good stuff.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you're going to have one sleeping bag on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And now that is surrounded by candles, like actual lit candles.
Yeah. And
the Roman candles are off to the side, just in a box.
Very close to the lit candles, though.
Yeah, and they're labeled Roman candles.
So she knows they're there. You want to seem edgy.
You want to seem edgy, and then maybe a couple of them are hanging out, and the wicks are like almost touching the lit candles that are surrounding the sleeping bag.
Yeah.
Because you want her to know that you kind of live dangerously.
Yeah. I mean, this could pop off at any moment.
This could go down very bad. And she is going to notice, and she's going to say, should you have a box of Roman candles with all of them sticking out, each one pointing at a lit candle where it's like very close to touching, and then the whole box could blow up, and honestly, your whole house or apartment could go up in flames?
Yeah.
She's going to bring that up, and here's what you have to say. Oh, really? I didn't notice.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, holy shit, this guy does not give a fuck.
No. And now she is dripping.
And when Rob says that, he means she's probably putting on a pot of coffee.
That's right.
Because she's like, we're going to be up a while. Because I want
We got to let these candles go out so that this house does not blow up. We need to monitor the situation.
She may be sticking around partially to ensure that you don't hurt yourself or others. And she may be concerned for you and like just your general state of being mentally.
And when we say she's going to put on coffee, this isn't like Seinfeld where coffee doesn't mean coffee. Coffee means sex. No, this means coffee.
No, she is going to demand that that somebody makes coffee. She may, in fact, think that you are hammered.
Yeah.
Because you are, honestly, being a little erratic.
Completely.
Yeah. And now she's thinking that you are a danger to yourself or others. But that's right where you want her.
Yep.
So now you go, oh, I didn't even notice the Roman candles. And sure, yeah, I have tons of coffee. And of course you have coffee.
And that's all you have in your pantry. You have every cabinet she's going to open, coffee.
Uh-huh. So, and when she says that, what she doesn't know is that you already have coffee made and it's been sitting there all day. And you're like, oh, really? Here.
Yeah.
You
left
just
the house
slide
with
her.
the heat plate on. And she's like, wow, this guy really does live dangerously.
You slide her a piping hot cup of coffee that's been sitting on a stove that has been on.
Yeah.
And
6 or 7 hours. Because you've been at the club for a long time.
now, most people at this point would say, okay, does she want to have sex? And do you want to have sex? I can't tell based on everything you've said so far. The answer is no to both, right? But you want to keep the guessing game going. And you want her to think maybe you can.
Yeah.
You want her to think it's very possible that you could have sex.
Because that's what you want to do. You want to leave like Viagra pills out on the counter.
Yeah.
Maybe some Cialis pills.
Right.
You want to have like your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, that box
Yeah.
full of Cialis pills.
want
You
a
want to make it
full.
seem like you haven't taken it that
Yes.
week at all. That way she's like, can he perform or can he?
Right.
I don't know.
Right. If they're empty, she's going to think probably that you have taken them. But if every bottle is chock full, maybe even overflowing, she was going to think that there are no performance issues because you don't need them. So yeah, just leave Cialis everywhere.
Yeah. Everywhere.
And so now she's thinking, oh, okay, this is, I've seen this before. I've been to an apartment loaded with fire hazards and
Cialis pills.
Cialis. And this is how all my nights go. Guess again, because this is when the zip line comes out. And this is when you sneak away to the bathroom and go, oh, I'm going to go slip into something a little more comfortable.
More like zip into something a little more comfortable.
And you're like, have a seat on the couch. And she goes, there is no couch. And you go, I mean, beanbag chair. There is a beanbag chair.
Yeah. Now remember, this is the house that you live in with your wife and your kids.
Oh, they're in the other room. They have
Yeah.
no idea this
There's
is
a
happening.
sleeping bag on the floor, candles lit everywhere, Roman candles out on the floor, Cialis pills all over the place, and a beanbag chair.
Yep. And the burners on the stove have been on since everyone went to bed. So now she sits down in the beanbag chair. She's sipping that coffee. She's like, thinking about different ways she could possibly escape, I assume. So now you, from the bathroom, put on a little romantic music, right? And now, guess who comes zipping in?
You come in like a knight in shining armor. Because you're wearing armor.
Yes, you are dressed like a knight. You just zip line in from the bathroom.
Yeah.
And now, maybe she saw that there was a line connecting, the different
You might have had to
rooms.
step over it to get into the kitchen.
Oh, it's
or to have the zip line. In a house with 8-foot ceilings, you have to have a pretty steep angle going.
It's the zip line itself is very low.
But listen, you enter the club like it's Home Alone, and you're entering the room like it's Home Alone.
Yes.
You're using bike handlebars.
Yes. You're using bike handlebars and you are zipping in on a zip line that's so low that someone would have to step over it. Now you're probably thinking, okay, now you're zipping into the room on a zip line that's very low to the ground. What's going to happen to those candles you've splayed out all over the room? You're going to knock them over.
All of them.
You're going to knock them over and they're going to catch things on fire. And that's why you have already called the fire department.
Yep, they're on their way. Don't worry. Your house is on fire, but as long as it doesn't hit those Roman candles, you will be fine.
You'll be fine. Everybody will be fine. Lauren B is going to be okay. Your wife, your kids, you're fine. In fact, maybe don't even have them there that night. Send them off to a hotel or something.
Yeah, pamper them.
Yeah, they deserve it
Yeah.
because you're a piece of shit.
Yeah. Who just goes out every single night and tries to pick up women.
Cut to you guys outside the house. Fire department's taking care of everything.
Yep. You've both got blankets around you.
Fire's out. Well, that was going to be my point. Maybe you're sharing a blanket, Rob.
In that ambulance.
Mm-hmm.
And it's at this point where she's like, I think we're finally going to have sex now.
Yeah, at this point, she's probably thinking in the ambulance that you're probably going to do it. And this is when you say, listen, I have a wife and kids. Thank you for participating in this. This was a great night.
Yeah. And have a wonderful life.
Yep. Kick open the back doors of the ambulance, hop out, do a roll off the back.
Yeah. Fucking roll.
Disappear into the night.
Run.
And that is how you seal the deal. End of lesson.
Yeah. So I hope you guys learned a lot today. And take this out.
I know you did. I know you did.
Let us know your success stories. And honestly, if this doesn't work for you, you did something wrong. You fucked up. Go back and listen to it again. And look, every time you listen to it, there will be a fee.
Yep. So if you try it and it doesn't go down exactly as we said, you did mess up and you need to listen again and you will have to pay again. And I forget how much I said it was, but I'm going to say it's
$50
at least $50. Thank you all for listening. This has been episode 57 of Step by Step. We talked about the song and how it related to the episode, right, Rob?
We crushed it.
So we'll be back in 2 weeks with a new episode and we'll see you then. And until then, we're going to sign off. My name is Chris McCarthy.
I'm Savage.
And we just want to say, can't step,
Won't stop.
get bent.
Step by step.